So off we go. Now that we've returned back from the grocery store, it's time to get started on making this chili verde. We have a couple onions, some pork, a few spices, some chicken broth, some EVOO, and some green chili sauce. That's your basic ingredients. So let's get started. Now we have onions here. Everybody knows onions make you cry. So there are ways to avoid that. One of them is finding the bottom of the onion. The onion, this is what releases the gases. You don't want to cut that off. This is the top. We always cut that off. Just like that, slice it off. So then we'll cut our onion in half. Always cut with the grain. So now we can get slicing. Do not cut the root of the onion. Now, a lot of times you'll see people cutting it this direction. You don't need to do that because as you can see, these leaves are already cut for you. By not cutting the root of the onion, you don't release the gases, and the gases are what irritate you and make you cry. Oh, well, that might make you cry. Get this all diced up, and we're ready to go into our pan. Burn my arm. Medium-high heat. We want to get in about 2 tablespoons of EVOO. Saute our onions. While the onions are sauteing, we'll want to cut up our garlic. So you want to get about, 5 or 6 cloves, good sized cloves. Slice them up. Then bring it into a little pile and turn it the other direction and cut it up. Quick motions. Check on our onions. Keep them sauteing. One thing you don't want to do is let them burn or brown. Keep moving them around until they get a little bit clearer. So now that the onions have cleared, it's been about 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, we're going to go ahead and add our garlic. You only want to cook your garlic just till it has some aroma. Once that aroma starts coming off, take it off the pot, off the fire, excuse me. Turn the fire down, put that into your crock pot. Now we're going to use the same pan again, so we want to try and get as much of the onions and garlic out of there as you can so it doesn't burn. We're going to get her to about medium high. We're going to add another tablespoon of EVOO and get that warming up. In the meantime, we're going to take our pork that we had cut up at the butcher. Dave did that for us. And we're going to take it, put it in a baggie. Get our pork in the baggie. Then we got about a cup of flour. We want to pour that in there. We need some pepper, black pepper. about a tablespoon. We need some salt, about a tablespoon. Zip that up and mix it all around. Make sure our oil's hot, which it is. We're gonna brown our pork. Slide a spoon, knock off the most of it. The oil's hot, you can hear it. Don't want to overcrowd your pork. Get that browning up. A little more heat. Now that we've finished browning up all the meat, go ahead and add that to the onions and the garlic that we had in there previously. I want to scrape all this goodness off of here because that's what's going to thicken your sauce right there. That's what's going to thicken your sauce. So, here we go. Last 4 ingredients. We got chicken broth, a little green chili enchilada sauce. I start with the chicken broth. Just pour it in. And our green enchilada sauce. So, now when we were at the store, if you remember right, I had you grab something that was called menudo seasoning. This is it. This is the secret ingredient right here. Take that, about 2 tablespoons, pour that in, mix it in, put your lid on, turn it on high for 4 hours, and we're done. I'm back. It's been 4.5 hours, but I know it doesn't seem like it, but it's all relative. So let's check and see if this meat is tender or not. Oh, I can see that some of the oil that we browned the meat in has risen to the surface. We'll just go ahead and skim that off and discard it. And the kitchen smells fantastic. But before we get to that, remember that beer I passed when we were on the way to the butcher shop? Well, I think now's a good time to have one. To you and all my fans. So now it's time to eat. Let's throw a couple tortillas on the griddle, get them warmed up. We'll throw a little cheese on there and we'll be living in heaven.